Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to clear up the absolute barrage of tech buzzwords we're all constantly hearing. If you've been, reading the news, scrolling social media, or just sitting in a meeting at work lately, you've probably felt like you're drowning in an alphabet soup of technology terms. Literally everyone is talking about it, but it often feels like people are just using these terms interchangeably, which, let's be honest, only adds to the confusion. Well, today we're going to fix that. By the end of this explainer, you are going to have a crystal clear mental model of exactly how all these technologies actually fit together. AI, ML, DL, GenAI. It is a lot, right? So what's the actual difference? We hear these acronyms thrown around so casually. You might have a coworker who says their new software uses AI, while an article you read says it uses machine learning, and then a commercial on TV is bragging about deep learning. Are they the exact same thing? Are they competing with each other? It creates this massive knowledge gap where we know this stuff is absolutely crucial, but we aren't exactly sure how to categorize the whole shebang. Well, let's solve that right now by looking at how they're structured.
So to make sense of this, you really just need to understand the foundation, the strict hierarchy. Think of these first three terms like Russian nesting dolls. They're related concepts for sure, but they are absolutely not the exact same thing. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the biggest nesting doll. It's the massive umbrella that everything else sits under. Inside that AI doll is a slightly smaller doll called machine learning, or ML. It's a subset. And then if you pop open that machine learning doll, you'll find an even smaller, highly specialized doll inside called deep learning, or DL. So let's unpack these dolls one by one to see what they actually do.
All right, starting with the biggest doll, artificial intelligence. The definition here is actually wonderfully simple. AI is just the overall goal of making machines perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Our catchphrase for this one is, think smart. So when you think of a computer playing a master-level game of chess against a human, that is AI. The machine doesn't necessarily learn in the exact way we do, but it's been programmed with rules and algorithms that allow it to act intelligently and make really smart moves. It's the broadest possible category.
Now, we open that big doll and get to machine learning. This is where things get a bit more advanced. Machine learning is about machines learning patterns from data. And the magic happens right in the name, learn. Instead of just programming a computer with a rigid, strict set of rules, like we did with that chess game, we actually teach the computer to learn from examples. Think about your email inbox. How does it know what's junk and what's actually important? Well, through ML, engineers show the computer, say, 1,000 different emails, and tell it exactly which ones are spam. The machine learns the patterns, certain trigger words, specific sender behaviors, so that when email number 1001 arrives, it already knows exactly how to filter it.
Moving right along to the smallest, most specialized nesting doll, deep learning. This is a subset of machine learning, where machines learn using multi-layer neural networks. Our catchphrase for this one is, learn deeply. Deep learning acts a lot like a digital brain-like network, with many different layers of processing. It's incredibly powerful and handles highly complex things. For example, when your smartphone recognizes your face in a photo to unlock your screen, that's deep learning in action. It's processing layers upon layers of data to understand the unique contours and specific features of your face. And it's really fascinating to see how the requirements shift as we get more advanced. Think about the data needed. Basic AI varies, but deep learning, it requires a massive amount of information to function properly. But conversely, think about human involvement. It actually scales down. AI can require a ton of human involvement just to set the rules. ML requires moderate involvement. But by the time we get all the way down to deep learning, human involvement is often way lower, especially when it comes to extracting the features it needs to look for. The machine is essentially doing the heavy lifting all by itself.
Let's actually see how this builds using a really fun everyday example. Teaching a computer to recognize a cat. Step 1 is our broad AI goal. We just want to make a computer capable of recognizing a cat. Easy enough. Step 2 brings in machine learning. We give the computer examples, useful features, and data so it can start to learn how to distinguish a cat from, say, a dog or a bird. But step 3, deep learning, well, that takes the training wheels totally off. We just hand a neural network thousands of labeled images of cats. We don't even tell it what an ear looks like. The neural net automatically learns increasingly complex visual features entirely on its own, starting with basic edges, then recognizing shapes, and eventually realizing, oh, those shapes make up ears and feline faces.
So here is the golden rule of our nesting dolls. All deep learning is machine learning, and all machine learning is artificial intelligence. But, and this is a big but, it doesn't work in reverse. Not all AI is machine learning. Remember that rule-based chess computer? And not all machine learning is deep learning. Remember the spam filter? Locking this strict hierarchy into your mental model is absolutely key because it sets the perfect foundation for those newer buzzwords that are totally dominating the headlines right now.
And that brings us to a really important pivot. Okay, so we've mastered the strict hierarchy, but what about generative AI and agentic AI? Well, you have to know that these newer terms are not just smaller nesting dolls. They aren't simply higher levels in that same strict hierarchy. Actually, scratch that. They are completely different capability categories. They're categories of what the computer can actually do, and they sit right on top of and utilize the ML and DL technologies underneath them.
Let's look at the first of these capability categories, generative AI. The absolute magic word here is create. This is a computer system that uses those underlying models specifically to generate brand new content. We aren't just categorizing spam or recognizing a picture of a cat anymore. We're asking the computer to write a completely original story, paint a brand new image that has literally never existed before, or write functional computer code completely from scratch. It uses the foundational tech to create something entirely new for us.
But things are moving incredibly fast, which brings us to the most advanced capability we are seeing today, Agentic AI. While generative AI creates, Agentic AI is a computer that can think about a goal, make a plan, use tools, and actually take actions. The mantra you need to remember here is plan, decide, and act. Think of it as a super smart agent working directly on your behalf. Instead of just asking an AI to write a paragraph about Paris, you tell an Agentic AI, hey, plan my trip to Paris. It will independently search for flights, compare hotel prices, book the reservations, and build a daily itinerary for you. It pursues the goal completely autonomously.
Okay, we have covered 5 massive concepts today: AI, ML, DL, GenAI, and Agentic AI. To truly cement this in our minds so we never forget it, let's bring all 5 of these together using a highly relatable, single, everyday scenario. Let's look at what it would take to build the ultimate smart house, and how each level of this technology transforms the very place you live.
Let's walk through this evolution. Step 1, the overarching AI goal: make the house smart. We install the computers. Step 2 is machine learning. Let the house learn your habits. The house starts tracking your data and learns that you, Kamal, usually turn on the AC right at 7 p.m. So it just starts doing it for you. Step 3 is deep learning. We give the house a powerful brain to understand complex patterns. Now it uses cameras and mics to recognize your specific face, your voice, and your behavior across different rooms. Step 4 is where we introduce the capability categories with generative AI. You tell the house, design a birthday invitation for me, and boom, it creates a beautifully written and designed card right on your screen. And finally, step 5 is Agentic AI. You tell the house, prepare everything for my birthday party.
Let's focus specifically on that agentic AI step for a second, because it is truly incredible how it autonomously pursues a massive goal. You literally just asked it to prepare everything for my birthday party. Look at the real-world actions it executes without you holding its hand. It looks through your contacts to make a guest list. It creates and sends the invitations. It browses the internet to find suitable decorations. It prepares a grocery shopping list for the food. It actually accesses your accounts to order the items through connected delivery services. And it even schedules calendar reminders for the day of the party. It is planning, deciding, and acting in the real world. No way, right? All right, let's do a rapid-fire recap. If you want to remember one ultimate cheat sheet from this explainer, make it this one. This is the master mental model that ensures you're never going to confuse these terms again. AI is the big umbrella. It means making computers think smart. Machine learning is a subset, teaching computers to learn from examples. Deep learning is the deepest subset, using brain-like networks to learn deeply. Then we have our capability layers. Generative AI uses those models to create new things. And Agentic AI goes even further to pursue goals by having the computer plan, decide, and act.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought. We've gone from basic computers playing chess to intelligent agents capable of planning an entire birthday party and buying the groceries for it. The evolution from mere intelligence to autonomous action isn't just theory anymore. It is happening right now. Look at your own life, your own job, your own daily routines. As these ultimate action-taking capabilities become integrated into our everyday devices, what will Agentic AI plan for you?